Okay, so again, if you tuned into the vocab, which you should have by now, I did several of these. So this first one I'm going to do straight off your worksheet, so grab that worksheet if you haven't yet. What are we seeing going on here? What we see is big rectangle minus little rectangle. And so, what does that look like? So again, really, it's just a punch out. So, again, big rectangle minus little rectangle. The big rectangle's dimensions, right? 80 by 70. So I'm going to write that out. I'm going to say 80 times 70 minus, that's not a very good 7 here. There we go. That's better. Alrighty. Minus the little rectangle, which is 50 by 35. Alright. So 80 times 70 is 5,600. And 50 times 35 is 1,750. And if you subtract that out, you will get 3,850. And again, it's area, so it's feet squared. Remember, area is always squared. Just going to pause here, go into class, kick, work one, come back to check it. Okay, this one's a little more fun, I think. So you've got this big rectangle, minus a rectangle here, minus a rectangle here. So again, this big one, so it looks like this, it's technically 4 by 8. And I've punched out from it a 2 by 2. So minus one of them, that's 2 by 2, minus another one that is 2 by 2. So can you see them here? This one's punched out, and so is this one. Okay, so if we put the math in it here, we have 4 times 8 minus 2 times 2 minus another 2 times 2. 4 times 8 is 32, minus 2 times 2 is 4, minus another 4 is a total of 24 feet squared. Again, it's labeled as squared because it's area. Keep going for another example from me. Alrighty. Now, this one's a little more fun. If I draw it out as pictures here, I have rectangle plus half of a circle, right? Okay, so again, your rectangle here, half a circle here. So every rectangle again is base times height, right? So base times height plus, and then half of a circle, so a circle's pi r squared. So let's go ahead and put some numbers to that. The rectangle was 8 by 12, and the radius on the circle, so halfway across here, is 4, because again we can see here that the diameter is 8, so the radius has to be 4. So if we put some numbers in here then, so that gives us base times height, so that's 12 times 8 plus half of pi, and the radius we decided was 4 squared. 12 times 8 then is 96 plus half of 16 pi, right, because 4 times 4 is 16. I'm going to move that up here to finish up. So I've got 96 plus half of 16 is 8, so 8 pi. Now if I said leave in terms of pi, you would literally stop here and label it meters squared. And I'm going to do that at some point. Again, I encourage you to do that, to go along and to do that. Leave that pi for a little bit, so in case you mess up and keep going, but I required the pi, you'd have the right answer. But again, so this is 96, and again 8 pi is, so 3.14 times 8 is 25.12. So add those two together, and we get 121.12 meters squared. Again, there's that pi answer. And then here's the actual answer, or the estimated answer, I should say, using 3.14 for pi. Go and pause, head into class kick, work another one, and then come back here and check it. Okay, so on this one, what do we see here? We see a square, a 40 by 40 square, plus 2 halves of circle, really a whole circle. So, again, what I see is square plus circle. On that square, by the way, it's a 40 by 40 square. The rectangle has a radius of, now watch this, here's the thing, this distance here is also the radius of the circle, or is the diameter of the circle. So halfway across there is 20. So a circle with a radius of 20. And again, so the square is base times height, or side times side if you look at it, and circle is pi r squared. So we have that 40 times 40 plus pi times 20 squared. So 40 times 40. So the 40 times 40 again is 1600 plus, and 20 squared, that's 20 times 20 is 400. Don't lose the pi here. Now if I said leave in terms of pi, you'd stop here and label it yards squared. But I didn't, so we continue. We're going to use 3.14 for pi. So I get 1600 plus 1256. Again, that's 3.14 times 400. And add it up, we get 2856 yards squared. So again, the estimated answer using 3.14 for pi, and the in terms of pi answer right here, again, not a bad idea just to write that just in case, is right there. And you can't combine those. You can't make that into 2000 pi because there's no pi on the 1600. If there's pi on the 1600, then you could. Let's go ahead and finish up the homework on this one. I think you have a total of 12 on there. We've already worked a couple, so that'll get you a good head start.